Hello everybody at the Astroflower, how you doing? Welcome to the collective monthly reading for September 2023. How you doing? This is going to be, I'm really looking forward to this actually, because after the Lionsgate and the two supermoons, and this is coming out just before the supermoon as well. Don't forget, you've got still another 10 days to start calculating what you want to manifest in the future, and then the supermoon's going to fix it all into place and you can start manifesting as it comes. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the energy is going on, because it's been very ups and downs. So I hope everybody has a lovely reading. But this is for the collective, so this is for the relationship side, and this is for the material side. This could be the economy, politics, this could be the earth, the solar system, geophysical sort of events and stuff like that. This side here is much more sort of emotional, sort of fashion, sort of how people sort of like in the collective go between each other and etc. So am I waffling on too much? Is that what you're saying? The cards say I'm waffling on too much. I do apologise. Let me just get on, right? Okay, so hope you have a lovely reading. Strength card. Overall energies here. Go ahead and do it. I've been saying this a lot in a lot of weekly readings. I think I did it in Scorpio. I think it was also in Gemini. Quite a few had that sensation, just go ahead and do it. And I think this is the same for the collective now. This is a case of now starting to manifest what we want. We realise that the actual real power is in your pocket and in your feet. So basically where you go, what you do and how you spend your money is the essential amount of power that you need. So what you watch on television or YouTube or that sort of thing is really, really powerful. And I think it's a case now that I think the general public are just choosing other things. It doesn't mean that you doesn't like the other things. It just means we're walking away from something and choosing something else. And in order to do that, we need to be strong and true to your convictions of your manifestations of what you want to what we want to collectively create, and being brave basically. And this is it, look at this card here. Not only is she sticking her hand down a lion's mouth, which is, you've got to be pretty brave to do that. I'm not sure even I would do that. It'd have to be heavily sedated. She's sticking her hand down the lion's mouth, so she's being brave, but she's also quelling her doubts. But the other thing is as well, she's also within that strength, she's starting to manifest her future. And that's what we got to do, collectively manifest our future. Okay, let's just see what goes on the karmic message for our relationship side. Queen of Swords. We've got to choose a direction. We've got to choose the direction of, it's very simple. You can turn around and sort of say, I dislike this group of people because, that's what I'm being told I should. No. Don't work like that. We can't group enormous amounts of people together. That's why we're doing a collective reading. I know it sounds sort of like paradoxal, but it's not a case of sort of saying I dislike this because I'm being, or these group of people because I'm being told to dislike these group of people. And I think actually we've got to choose a direction that sort of says, do you know what? I'm a human, you're a human, don't matter where you are. I guarantee you probably like to eat well, you like to laugh with your friends, you like to be well with your family. You like to work hard and work well and do a good job, and that's the direction we should be taking here. And it should be a no-brainer in a way. The Queen of Swords, she's chosen the directions based upon logic and not emotions. This is the power of the logical evolution. This month here is obviously the power that's coming into place. The universe, what is the universe saying? Let's all get together. Celebration times, come on. Kool and the Gang. Took me 2 seconds. Great. We're gonna celebrate. Yeah. So yeah, the universe is basically sort of saying, just get it together, have fun. And it's infectious fun, isn't it? You know what I mean? If you go on the train, you must have seen those videos on YouTube where someone's on a train and they're laughing and they start laughing and then the whole train starts laughing. Other people are laughing, but they don't know what that other person is laughing at. And just think how infectious, that's the infectious vibe. when people are scared, obviously other people get scared. But that vibe isn't so long lasting. Laughter is much, much longer. It lasts a lot longer. Okay? You know, so I think that's what we should be doing. And I think I'd be, you know, in the universe is encouraging that. And that is, oh yeah, this is one thing I didn't say as well. This is week 1, 2, 3 and 4, okay, of September. So in this first week, I think there's a celebration of this. And I think this is celebrating that whole power of the logical revolution, you know. In the second week, you get the 3 of Wands. It's all about the 3s, pyramidal triangle. It's sticking together. It's having a force. It's having a direction. That's what pyramids was all about. It galvanizes the force of energy into one point. This is what the pyramids did. You know, pyramids were traditionally built upon springs, so then the water can go up, and going up through the pyramid makes that electrical charge, accumulates that earth energy, and you can direct that earth energy through the tip of the pyramid. So in the second week here, it's sort of like, now it could be procrastination, but I think it's now sort of like, after this celebration and we've chosen this direction, all of a sudden it feels like possibilities open within relationships and within groups of people, within connecting with one another and realizing that we're all 99% of the people are here for, well, you know, for life, for living, you know, for enjoying life. And it's sort of like, it's almost kind of going, it's almost like I get this sort of sensation that with this revolution and this empowerment that we take as collective, builds up so much that in the second week we almost kind of going, wow, what do we do with this now? Don't do anything with it. Don't try and direct it. You know, let energy just direct it, and just direct it through, I guess, just direct it through fun. Just to direct it through connection with your neighbour, connecting with, you know, the people that you cross in the street, your friends, your family, and everything like that. And it's like, you know, in the second week, it's almost as if, where do we take it from here? You know, what do we're moving into new territory, basically. And then we get the 4 of Wands. So this is in the 4th week, and this is where, you know, the unification happens between the celebration and the observation. So through the celebration and the observation, we are now realizing that we have, as a collective, the ultimate, you know, the ultimate final say on how life is led, really. And it's, you know, if we decided not to, you know, put your dollar's worth into something, then that something will fade away. We've seen that in the past. We'll see it in the future. And I think that's going to become more and more empowering. And as we do that, then all of a sudden, you know, the governance will have to sort of like, you know, adhere to that in a way, because otherwise they won't get in, you know, and people then can start acting with their vote, although, you know. So, I'm not going to say because I don't want to get in trouble, but yeah, I think in the 3rd week here is a unification of people. I think people across the world will start kind of going, do you know what, actually there's more that ties us in common than it does oppose us. And the moment you get that, it becomes so simple. 4th week, walking away from the disappointments of the past. This is where we finally sort of close the door on the old paradigm and walk towards our future. Yeah, you could say that through this unification, it breeds disappointment. No, because yes, this is only disappointment because this person is looking to the past. Looking to the past of prior to those 3 cups, those 3 cups that had fallen over. And actually, they've got 2 cups next to them there. And that's what they should be following. And that's their future. So it's not about sort of future disappointment from there at all. I don't see that at all. It's more of a case of, you know, just don't look to the past. Just don't look to the disappointment. Don't look to the past and sort of say, oh, we want justice. We want justice for this that happened 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years ago, 100. Just let go. Build to the future, man. We're all human. Just keep that in your mind. Once we keep that in our minds, you know, we've all been played like fools at times, regardless of who we are, where we're from and what we are. You know what I mean? We've all been played by fools, and this is what we need to get by. Let's just see what's going on. And so I think this is walking away from that disappointment in the future, and we've got an opportunity to walk to a really unified sense of the human race. It's absolutely really nice. Let's just see what's going on the material side. So what's the karmic message to it? Cups, this is what this is all about. And I think this is where the economy or the world, and this could be geological as well. Let me just get something on that, see if I can get anything on the... Let me just pick up the energy of the world around me. I think something in the third week is going to make us unified in the way of geological events. We'll have a look at that, but I think it's more of a case of finances, the financial market, of the, you know, of how, you know, our karmic message is now to sort of like in the material side is to start treating each other with respect. You know, my family had a business, and the motto used to be with this business, sort of, you know, you're only as strong as your as the lowest person who works for you. And I say the lowest person, we didn't look, you know, I didn't really look at that in that sort of sense. But if someone is, you know, my family was in fruit and veg, and you've got people who are putting fruit and veg, like a kilo of bananas, a kilo of this, kilo of that, into a box, and then we deliver the box, you know. The thing is, if this person, you know, they're not the most well paid in the company, it's got to be said, which is normal, because that's what natural competition is about, you know. But if they're not happy, they're just going to be throwing the bananas in, all the bananas will be squashed, and then your reputation goes down and you lose money, you know. So the idea is actually to treat that person really well, so then your product is a lot better. And once you start doing that, then, you know, and paying them correctly, not stupidly either, you know, correctly, and respecting them and everything like that, because you're only as good as what they're doing, you know, as in regards to a business. And I think this is half the responsibility of being a boss. You're looking after a family, and that's how it should be run a business, more than anything else. So I think this is an understanding here where we sort of come together. The Nine of Wands is in the first week, and this is what sort of comes in from the universe as well. I think this is this realization, this staying strong and true to who we are. The Nine of Wands is about that healthy boundaries, so we don't go back and we keep repeating all the wrong mistakes that we've already been making. People, get our heads around it. You know, it's not rocket science here. You know, what happened in the early 20th century, we should not forget, and we should never head that way again. We should get over all of these sort of things. It's unbelievable that we're still knocking hell bells out of each other, or allowing certain people to orchestrate other people to knock hell bells out of each other. Stop it. Stupid idea, waste of time, waste of money, waste of resources, ruining the environment. No, not worth it. No benefit whatsoever for the greater good. Stop it. And that's that whole sort of natural boundaries. This is where we get the second week. This is where we get the Four of Swords. So it is a healing moment. It is a coming together, and it's a coming together under a moment of peace and harmony and relaxation and recuperation. And in the second week, and that seems to tie in with the Three of Wands, there seems to be a realization here that we actually, as a collective, have the control really over the situation if we choose to imply it. You know, there's nothing that doesn't need to fight or be destructive in any way whatsoever. There's no reason for that at all. You know, I can understand legitimate defence. That I can understand, but you know, any sort of form of aggression and stuff like that, forget it. It ain't worth it. You know, and I think this is where we come together and we realise that, and we actually start healing between each and one of us. You know, and really do connect in a really good way. So that sort of happens in the second week, and that sort of gives us that pause. And this is where the strength card really comes into play, because we've got to stay true to who we are. What's coming on in the fourth week, in the third week? Now this is interesting, the star card. Stay strong, stay true, people. I think this is where the whole unification comes in, because we realise that actually the ultimate version of the human race is within our grasp in the third week of September. The dreams and aspirations of a whole species, of how we integrate ourselves within this beautiful nature that is around us, this vibration that is perpetual and continual long before humans existed and long after we will exist. And it's like, you got to get a sensation of kind of going, being part of this family, the human race, and just sort of saying, look at what we did. That was amazing. That was amazing what we did there. And I think this is where we could be part of it. And it's beautiful. And I think this is what happens in the third week. After this moment of pause in the second week, in general around us, this is what happens in the third week. In the fourth week, Four of Pentacles, and you get the Four of Pentacles alongside, we get the Four of Pentacles alongside the Five of Cups. So this is really interesting. So holding on too tightly, yeah, there could be a bit of that. There could be a bit of sort of saying, I'm too scared to create an event, therefore I want to go back to being told what to do. That's the sort of sensation I get from it. And I think this is where the Strength card comes in as well. It's through waves here, and the funny thing is on the Light Seers card, on this Three of Wands, the person's looking out to the sea and there's loads of waves coming in and what have you. But there's another side to the Four of Pentacles which I think we should explore. And that's that idea of spending wisely or investing our effort, time, money, energy into future projects going forward. And I think this is more a case of that, actually. I think this is more a case of learning to sort of be discerning about being led by the nose, by a very small select handful amount of organisations and people or whatever, which is within their interest particularly, and not really in the interest of the collective good. So I think this is where we need to be a little bit discerning about it. And there seems to be a little, I'm getting another thing off this end of it, the fourth week and stuff like that, is almost like a test in a way. Success is ours if we only go and grasp it. It's the possibilities are brilliant if we so desire to get it. So let's just have a look. Let's just do a bit of clarification. Thank you very much, by the way, for being with us. Do appreciate it, and do appreciate your support on YouTube, subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting, everything like that. Absolutely brilliant, really nice. And I will be doing the monthly readings as well, which will be for your individual signs, which will be coming out Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. So you will, yes, you will be able to sort of see how you personally put your energies into this. So yeah, thank you very much. Leading with our heart, basically, and I think this is the strength of the heart. It's almost like the lion heart. It's almost like Richard the lion heart. It is that sort of knight in. We're going to be our own knight in shining armor. That's the sort of thing I get at it. And leading with the heart, going towards creation, going towards expansion, going towards exploration in regards to our future. And I think the overall energy wants this. It wants us to open our hearts up to the possibilities of what could happen. Because once we start doing that, we can really start doing some major energetic stuff. Working with energy. But until we get this unification, we're not going to get it. So on the karmic mission with the Queen of Swords, you get the page of wands. There's quite a few wands down here, and I think this is about learning. As I said, with the Queen of Swords, we've chosen a path. We're going ahead and we're doing it. We're heading towards this unification. And the Page of Swords is opening that pathway, and it's opening it up through our passions and how we connect with one another. Absolutely brilliant. And I think this comes very true. The positive side comes out in the first week, and for the rest of the month I don't really see a negative side per se. There's a bit of a slowdown, but I don't think I see a negative side. But here is our karmic mission, is to understand our passions and explore our passions and how we connect with one another. With the Page of Wands now on the first week, with the Three of Cups we get the Knight of Wands. It is a case of being very social. That's what the Knight of Wands is all about. It's securing that path, securing that connections that we have between one another by being social. And that's not social media, that's being social. That's getting out there and getting involved. And you know, I understand I'm not the best example of it, to be honest, because I work loads and I travel loads and I try and come and see friends and family in the UK. It's a long way for me to come. I do enjoy it, but I've also got to work at the same time. So I don't regard it as work, I actually regard it as enjoying myself. But you know, it's that sort of thing, and it's now I've got to start like a talking club in France, so I don't have to organise. We don't have to organise massive things just to get together and just have a picnic and catch up, basically. You know, so start up a catch-up club. You know, once a month, choose a place and go and have a picnic with your friends and family and stuff like that. That's the sort of things, actually getting involved in it all. Yes, it's this pause and wait, waiting for the sun, waiting for the sun, waiting. Yeah, that's a Doors song, so it's a great song, by the way. But yeah, I think this is where the Three of Wands, we're almost this pause here to enjoy the happiness and realise, and when we enjoy that happiness, this is where the realisation comes that we're better together than apart. And once we start doing that, there's a card here which is the King of Pentacles. Wanted to jump out the wrong way around. Once we do that, that's when the unification can actually come into play under logical evolution. You know, Ace of Pentacles wanting to jump out as well. So what's going on with this Four of Wands? Let's see with that Star card. So we've now got the Star on both sides here, and this is where we unify together in order to start, you know, really going and looking for and trying to achieve all our goals and dreams and aspirations in the third week. We really start putting it together. We unify our collectives and sort of saying, you know, we all want to be part of it. Well, we all want to work as well. We all want to work hard. There's nothing better to organising or doing something and then seeing how other people are enjoying what you've done. You know, that's so rewarding. You know, forget about any money you make out of it. Just that's rewarding, you know. And I think that's what's going to be playing a lot more within us. Yeah, with the Five of Pentacles, you get the Hierophant, my favourite card. And what is the Hierophant doing? He's heading towards that star there. That's exactly what we got here and over there. And this is what the Five of Cups is, what I was telling you about. You know, we physically have to do some steps here in order to get towards our dreams and aspirations. We need to walk away from the past and walk to the future. And this is where understanding comes into play. We should have understood this. We should have gathered this within our own personal psyche, as it were. So moving away from the disappointment and moving towards unification of, you know, the Two of Cups. And it's a process. It's a way of doing that. You know, look at this. I'm just looking at the cards, right? The clarification cards, which is really nice. Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, the Sun, the Star, the Hierophant. But you know, it's major arcanas, and starting and organising that pathway with the Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands, and securing that pathway. Absolutely brilliant. We know how to get towards our dreams and aspirations. We need to just live it. That's what the Strength card's all about, and live it with our heart. So with the Two of Cups, you get the Four of Cups. Okay, for me, the Four of Cups is almost looking for justice, and that's what I said earlier on, didn't I? I've forgotten which card I said it on. But don't look for justice you know, sort of 10 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, whatever years ago it is, and the atrocities we've done before, we should realise that we've learnt that. You know, until you do something wrong, you're not going to know. So, you know, you shouldn't punish people for understanding what they did wrong. That's just so ludicrous. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It just puts pressure onto people to sort of kind of, in the future, to sort of say, oh no, I didn't do anything wrong, I didn't do anything wrong, even if they know that they've done something wrong, because they're only going to get beaten anyway. And it's just like, that's what's so ludicrous about it. Getting something wrong is not that bad. You know what I mean? And obviously, if it's caused major pain and stuff like that, the action of pain or destruction of another person, you know, yeah, it should be sort of fun, because that's just basic knowledge. You should have understood that by now. But you know, doing something wrong and doing it because you think it's correct, and then kind of go, someone explains to you and says, sort of saying, no, actually that's wrong, you shouldn't really be doing that like that. You know, and it can't be just an opinion. It's got to be actually physically, you know, it's like you know, if I was to sort of like sort of cutting grass and sort of saying, well, I can burn that grass in my wood burner, and someone coming along to me and sort of saying, no, you can't really do that. You know, you got to use wood. You know, but if I say like I was cut down the tree, and I've cut down trees in order to use my wood burner, and I speak to the tree beforehand, I explain exactly to him what's going on. I explain to the forest what I'm doing as well. The forest is very accommodating about the whole sort of process. They understand there is no good and bad. They understand the idea of self-protection and everything like that. And the tree is cut down a tree in a certain way, so I give space and growth for new trees, and the forest really does enjoy it. It's like having your hair cut, you know, sort of thing. You know, so if I was cutting down a tree and then someone coming out and going to say, well, no, you shouldn't be using this type of wood, you should be using this type of wood. Well, thank you for your opinion, but actually I like cutting this wood here. You know, and that's, you know, anything with opinion, forget it. Yeah, it's nice to hear your opinion, but don't expect me to follow your opinion. That is people looking for pyramid power structure. I'm in control, sort of thing. That was my Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation, by the way. Yeah, so, you know, don't look for that. You look for the unification side, I think. With the, this is great, 9 of Wands, you get the 9 of Cups. Yes, gifts, celebrations, turn away from the past, look to the future, using the past as a very good, healthy boundary to stop us repeating the same things and exploring the beautiful things that is around us that we are all connected to. Absolutely brilliant. It just gets better and better, this reading. I think September is going to be a beautiful month. What are we going to call it? I forgot what we called it. All in on August or something like that. Was it Activate August or something? What are we going to call September? Sublime September. Sounds nice. Yeah, but anyway, in the first week we're going to start exploring all those sort of avenues and those sort of gifts. And in the second week here, and I think this is very much a healing card as well, when we know where we're going and what we've got to do and how to get there and everything like that, and we get called on that mission, that is when we get that sensation of healing. When it's like the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is not necessarily kind of like happiness after difficulty in a certain sense. It's a sort of happiness because we know what's going on. We see reality for what it is. We've gone through the rain, we see the rainbow, we've gone past the rainbow, and we're out in the sunshine. And then we see the world, actually the beauty of the world, because we're not kind of just going, oh, it's raining, you know, sort of thing. And that's the reality of it all. And I think the Knight of Swords here, in this particular situation with the Four of Swords here, I think the healing comes because we understand the calling of where we should be going. Hello, mate. They're taking turns on the bird feeder next to me. And it's one sort of saying to you, the other one calling and sort of saying, all right, your time's up, come on, move on. And they take, you know, this is where nature, this is where we should just be copying nature. You know, there's just not one bird sort of saying, I'm taking all the nuts. You know, it's actually the other bird constantly saying, all right, come on in, you've had your time. And he has, and he moved off, you know. That's it, everyone's happy now. You know, and it's no real aggression, it's just someone sort of saying, all right, time's up. You know, so yeah, call of mission. Call of mission. You know, Temperance, this is a transitional card as well. This is all about timing, and I think this is the time now that patience is over, personally, and now is the time for action. That's how I get it, because we got the Star card here. We've been patient enough with society to sort of say, look, we want a unified society that works well together and harmoniously together, without a power structure that is detrimental to the collective. There has to be some form of power structure. Someone has to kind of, but it should be down to intelligence and pure knowledge. If someone's telling me about sort of like, don't cut the grass, cut daisies to put in your wood burner, they may be the nicest person in the world, but I shouldn't be listening to them. I should be listening to the person that's telling me to cut wood to put in my wood burner. Do you know what I mean? And here I think is like that patience is over now. That time of waiting is over. And now is the time to actually go ahead and do and reach for our dreams and our aspirations in regards to the economy, in regards to jobs, in the way in which we do things. There's also a thing as well where what I'm getting off it as well is like technology. It's like technology can be detrimental as much as beneficial. Like everything. And I think this is where we're realizing our dreams, our possible, we've been waiting. I think when I grew up, there was like the Jetsons, and they had flying cars, and like spaceships in a way, like flying saucers sort of things. And that's what we thought the future would be. And we're sort of kind of going, and we got the electric car. Oh, it's not quite what I was imagining, and I think this is now, I think there's a certain degree on this sort of side where we're going to be asking a lot more of technology to be a lot more responsible, and a lot more proactive, basically, in the way it's engaged and unified with the world that is around us. Yeah, with the Four of Pentacles, we get this Six of Cups. There is a case of, yes, I think change is difficult, and this is where we have to have strength to move on. And I think there is a great deal of society who will be looking to the past and sort of saying, we loved it when we used to fight and beat hell bells out of each other. It was really nice, or, when life was a lot simpler. But sometimes, it's like work. You go to work, you work hard, you finish work, you've got time for yourself, you do what you want, you go through your pleasures, do your social activities and everything like that, you enjoy your life, and there is also that within the collective where sometimes it's work, but you should be enjoying that work and really getting into doing it, and I think this is what this case is here, of sort of saying, don't forget the journey we've been on, and don't forget the good times. I nearly had that song, Let the Good Times Roll. Come on and in at the good times zone. Anyway, yeah. So, lucky I haven't got a piano. Really lucky I haven't got a piano, because I can't play the piano. But I'd love to be able to, yeah, but it's enjoying that happiness as you go forward. And realising the things that make us kind of go, yeah, and staying true to that. That's what we could stay true to. Staying true to really good values, which I think it doesn't matter where you go in the world, doesn't matter what society you go in, there is certain values between common everyday people which are unified, which are universal. There's obviously major difference between certain cultures, but that's when you get to the extremes. So why don't we just clear off the extremes and just get back to the nitty-gritty of actually being human? I think it'd be quite good fun. It'd be really enjoyable. So I think this is September here is a sumptuous September. I'm going to call it a sumptuous September because we're almost getting a taste of that cake and realising how good it can be. Yep, there you go, everybody. I hope you, that's the overall energies that's going to be flowing through. It's going to be interesting how each and every one of us sort of interacts with that. And we'll see that in your sort of individual sign readings, which will be coming out Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. I'll see you there for that, and how we apply ourselves in that collective. Similar sort of situation, week 1, 2, week 3, 4, etc. And yeah, it's I think it's a really good time here, and with that super moon as well, a good time to actually sort of expand and create. And this is where creation really comes into play, and we can really start manifesting a beautiful future. There you go, everybody. Thank you very much for your support. Really do appreciate it. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.